welterweight mainstream champion from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Jesse the Ox Lennox.
The Ox? He has a nickname now? I didn't know that.
Jesse the Ox Lennox, the current middleweight champion, dropping down to 170. He will be defending a 170 belt against Ryan the Tank Thomas. So it's the Ox versus the Tank. Jesse is an absolute stud. He really is a superstar. He's got half of the sold-out stadium on its feet. The kid, what else can you say about him? He's a star in the making. He's already a star. And one of the toughest kids there is out there.
You know, he's very patient. You know, a lot of people are just itching at that, you know, to get the big shot and say, you know, UFC or really a worldwide organization. He doesn't even worry about it because he knows that his time is coming.
Jesse Lennox, you know one thing, and Ryan Thomas better know this. Jesse Lennox comes out hard and fast. His athleticism is second to none. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Ryan Thomas, the 23-year-old facing the 25-year-old Jesse Lennox. Distinct height advantage for Ryan Thomas. He's got 4 inches on Jesse. One of the big question marks in this fight. Can Thomas keep Lennox on the end of his jab?
Well, Thomas does got a reach advantage. He's got a little bit of height advantage. We'll see about that, you know. Either way this fight goes, I'd be proud to have either one of these guys as my champion, you know. And if Ryan Thomas beats Lennox, oh my God, he's gonna gain mad respect. He's gonna be an instant star in this area.
Yeah, Ryan Thomas knows that this would really be the feather in his cap. To go 11-0 and have that 11th win be over Jesse Lennox, this is a huge deal. Here we go. Lennox in the red and white trunks. Thomas in the solid red.
I think that before anybody throws kicks like that, you ought to throw like a jab, something out first before you throw that to give him a little distraction. You see those kicks are too far away.
So there's the first strength test. Ryan Thomas trying to throw Lennox, and absolutely Lennox was his base. Lennox base and center balance is just crazy.
Well, that throw, I've seen him accomplish that several times on his videos. I think that's a signature throw. You know, he didn't hit it, you know, as now he's mounted. That's definitely got to be a little bit, kind of, got to take its toll on you mentally. When you go for one of your signature moves, something that works for you all the time and it doesn't.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
No.
It'll give you a little bit of nervousness there.
Looks like he's doing pretty good off his back, though. You know, maintaining a half guard. See if he can't get out from underneath him.
This will be 4 5-minute rounds, Brian, as it's the championship match. Should this fight go to a draw, there will be a 5th and final 5-minute round.
I'll tell you what, when Jesse Lennox gets that side mount on you like that, he is strong as hell. Feels like a freaking heavyweight. Or maybe it's just that I'm out of shape and can't breathe.
No, he feels like a heavyweight. He's just so athletic and so strong.
He does such a good job of proportioning his weight on you to maintain position. See, Thomas is kind of having a rough time with this. But then again, Lennox isn't really, he's not, you got to create some space to throw some strikes, you know? There he goes. I think Lennox is such a sound fighter, he just wants to maintain control, you know, more than anything. But then you got to open up sooner or later so you can finish it.
Let's go, let's go.
All the crew here doing a great job with MediaCom, Lumpy, you know, all the staff here putting on a great show.
They always do. This is such a phenomenal promotion. It's thorough joy for me coming here and calling these fights. You guys take such good care of me.
I got a great team helping me out. Lumpy, Clarion, Jason. Ooh, nice strikes from the bottom. Excellent strikes from the bottom.
Right there, back up, let's go.
Fredrickson standing him up.
He landed Lennox with some good shots from the bottom, from his guard. I think Lennox is going to be in for the fight of his life on this one, too.
Lennox never has an easy fight. You always give him very tough competition.
Well, that's what he wants. Like whenever I'll call him up and say, hey, what about this guy? He'll be like, no, that guy's, I'll beat that guy too quick. I want someone tougher. All he said, I want someone tougher. He wants the toughest possible opponent I can get him.
Well, he's got one in Ryan Thomas, the 10-0 23-year-old.
Oh, beautiful single leg takedown. Beautiful. Got him up off the air. Nice elbow. Oh, those knees gotta hurt right in the ribs. Nowhere to go, pinned up against the cage. But you know what? Look at this. Ryan Thomas fighting through adversity. Getting off his back. This kid's tough.
Beautiful sprawl there by Jesse Lennox to nullify that attempt. Boy, as if it's not enough, all of the tools that Lennox has in his toolbox, but he also has that great takedown defense and great sprawl. So fast and such great base.
He's always got control. You know what I mean? Wherever he's at, every move is calculated. Him and Grubb you can tell they're teammates. You know what I mean? By the way they fight. Both of them. Very similar. Actually, but Lennox has been at Miltich Fighting Systems as of January 1. But he came out with the hard drive camp.
Wow. Stop right there. Back up. Let's go.
Just trying to broaden his horizons a little bit. Ever evolving mixed martial artist. Nice hands. Oh, Superman punch. Nice Superman punch.
Going for the single leg attempt was Ryan Thomas. 10 seconds to go in the round. We're going to see another round. Oh, he might not.
Guillotine.
So strong.
Oh my gosh.
He's so strong.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell.
You and I are both saying yeah, because we're going to see another round.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I wanted to make it through so I could see another round. Yep, when I'm here at these fights, I'm in heaven. I love MMA. What can
Quality
I say?
fights. All right, talk us through this replay, Brian.
Yep, Lennox getting a nice high single leg takedown, scooping him up, getting him off his butt, down to the mat, getting control. I would have to say that Lennox, 10-9 Lennox on that one.
Oh, absolutely. Here's where he almost finished it off, but another 5 seconds and this could have been over.
Yep, he was hurting right there. Definitely was choking him out with that one. And Lennox giving it everything he got. For sure. But you know what? Ryan Thomas giving a valiant effort in this fight.
Oh, absolutely.
We've seen him in several bad positions, and you know what I mean?
He worked his way out of them.
Exactly. Instead of wilting under the pressure, he rises to the occasion.
Round number 2.
Oh.
Yeah, those kicks are just brutal.
That one looked like it hurt. Oh. Man.
Buckled that left knee.
Look at Thomas coming right back, though, you know? Win, lose, or draw, I got to have Ryan Thomas back again.
Got to bring him back. You got to bring him back.
I'd love to see him in Grubb.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go engage. Engage, man. Let's go.
The double leg attempt.
Engage.
Nice takedown defense by Jesse.
Oh, he's so strong.
But I thought he had it.
Stop right there.
I thought he 100% had it, but somehow Jesse slipped out. What do you need? A down opponent, right?
Let's go.
Yep.
You ready? Ready, Jesse? Brian? Let's go. Fight.
Anytime a fighter hits 3 points, one knee down or a hand down, consider a down fighter. No kicking or kneeing, a down opponent to the head. Nice exchange. I think if Thomas could straighten up that jab a little bit, he kind of loops it out there, you know? If he'd straighten it up a little bit, I think he might have be a little more effective with it.
Taking that leg out, nice takedown. Into the closed guard. Now we have a good chance to see that closed guard and see what Ryan Thomas can do from the bottom.
I had kind of...
Let's go, guys. You got to stay busy.
I'd kind of assumed or picked Thomas to have a little bit better wrestling, but wrestling ain't fighting, and
when you get a Jesse Lennox swarming you, boy, a lot of that technique must go out the window, and you're just in survival mode.
True. But it seems like Jesse's doing better on like the getting takedowns and defending Thomas's, which in all his videos that I saw, nobody defended his takedowns at all. And yep, that is Ryan Thomas's corner, looks like.
Chad Steinbosch, Clay French, cornering Ryan Thomas this evening.
He's got an excellent camp that he works with out of there. Clay French, really, really nice, outstanding guy, great competitor, king of the cage, lightweight champion. Ooh, nice head kick, excellent head kick. Lennox bull rushing him.
The second round is half over as Jesse Lennox employs a couple of Marco Huas foot stomps. Ouch, that hurt from here.
That has gotta hurt. He got that right with the heel too.
Wow.
That's gotta piss you off if you're Ryan Thomas. It's like an annoying, you know what I mean, pain.
Oh, look at this low crotch. Oh, big takedown.
Taking him for a ride.
What does Thomas have to do? Is there any technique he can employ to nullify the strength advantage of Jesse Lennox?
Well, to nullify the strength advantage, I don't think he's going to be able to nullify that strength advantage, but, you know, he's just got to keep moving.
You know, the Gracies were always able to nullify the strength advantage using the superior leverage, but when, you know, you get a guy like Lennox who understands all of those leverage points, you got no advantages.
Well, right, here's one way, you know what I mean? He's being inventive and crafty. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely nullifying him right there. He's got a reverse triangle on him, you know? And that's what you got to do. You know, when you're at a disadvantage, you know, you got to invent new ways. You know, like a guy on top will use that cage against you because it inhibits your mobility. You know, the guy on bottom, he can use that cage to his advantage to wall walk up and get the hell out.
Grubb has escaped that reverse triangle.
Lennox.
I'm sorry, Lennox has escaped it, and it looked more like Thomas actually gave up on it. He realized he was losing position.
Lennox going for a clock choke. I hate this one. This one works better if you just have the head. See how he has the head and the arm? It's better if you just have the head. You got that head and that arm, it's a little bit tougher to suffocate him.
You're watching Mainstream Mixed Martial Arts 8. It's Cold War, and referee Todd Fredrickson standing him up. Fredrickson doing an outstanding job tonight here. And we are into the final 15 seconds of round 2. And so far it has been all Lennox, and Lennox.
It's better if you just have the head. You got that head and that arm, it's a little bit tougher to suffocate him.
You're watching Mainstream Mixed Martial Arts 8. It's Cold War, and referee Todd Fredrickson standing him up. Fredrickson doing an outstanding job tonight here. And we are into the final 15 seconds of round 2. And so far it has been all Lennox, and Lennox has pretty much had his way with a very game Ryan Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, I definitely wouldn't count him out yet, you know. He's given Lennox the toughest fight that we've seen him have here in Mainstream Mixed Martial Arts.
Time!
So we're going to see a third round. Now we're going to start getting into the gas tank issues. To see which guy trained the hardest, which guy has the best nutrition, which guy has the biggest heart. Start getting into that third and fourth round. These are 5-minute rounds. That's a long round. When you get into that cage, a minute feels like an hour.
Yes, it does. And I see, once again, looks like he's got a found a sweet spot in that takedown right there. Once it gets him against that cage, that high single leg, scooping him up, setting him down. Speaking of slams, how about that Sam Jackson slam on Rod Montoya? Oh my God.
That was just insanity.
The rubber match. The hatchet's laid to rest.
It is laid to rest. You just had a good look at those toe stomps, those Marco Huases that Marco made so famous in his big fight against Paul Varlins early on in UFC history. And Marco Huas chopping down the 7-foot, 300-pound giant like a big redwood tree. There's a good shot at our champion, Jesse Lennox. He has not failed to live up to his hype. He is a tremendous fighter.
And Ryan Thomas, any way you look at it, you know, he's had to gain the respect of a lot of people in this building tonight. You know, just by hanging in there with Lennox, because Lennox is a true professional.
Ryan Thomas trying desperately to hold on to that undefeated record. He does not want a blemish on his record. And he's told everybody that it's going to be total domination by the tank engine. But so far, the only domination that's been happening tonight has been by the Ox, Jesse Lennox. And Ryan has been very game, but to this point, it's just been a little bit too much.
Go, guys.
A little bit too much skill, a little bit too much power. Clearly, Jesse Lennox has him in the strength division, and that's been the story. Technique's very close, but
don't forget, we still got almost 2 solid rounds. We're in a championship match, so we're going to the 4th round on this one. It's not over after this round.
yeah, like we were saying earlier, this could be decided by gas tank. This could be a war of attrition. If one of these fighters gas, I mean, you could have all the technique in the world and all the strength in the world, but if you gas, you can't defend yourself.
Nope. Can't defend yourself, can't think straight. All you're worrying about is breathing. Mount position.
Let's go, let's go.
Here we go. See if Jesse can create some space with that forearm and come down with some finishing strikes.
Right now, Ryan the Tank Thomas holding on for dear life. It'll be very tough to buck Jesse Lennox. Jesse Lennox has his hooks, and he actually has had a half grapevine.
Pulsing that elbow in there. Now, up against the cage. Now, if I were Ryan Thomas, when Jesse goes up on that leg, it's enough space, he could sweep that arm under there and come out the back door. Got his back, rear naked choke. And
Trying to shrimp out the back.
good defense by Ryan Thomas.
Wow.
Grabbing the head, reversing the position. Nice.
Wow, very nicely done by the Tank.
Yeah, Jesse puts him back in the cage.
Tough to win the war of positioning with Jesse Lennox. He goes back to the stomps.
You know, guillotine. Oh.
One of the things I'm impressed about with Ryan Thomas is he's kind of like a Nick Diaz, or even his little brother, Nate Diaz, continually looking for the submission. He's very frenetic with his energy, and that if it does nothing else, it keeps Jesse Lennox honest. He's got to think about that. He's got to worry about the triangle. He's got to worry about the armbar, and just that alone can take a little bit of the steam out of Jesse Lennox's sail.
And a nice combination by Thomas right there. I don't think Lennox is didn't look too comfortable on his feet with him. You know, Ryan's got that reach on him a little bit.
Let's go. We're right back there. Let's go.
Just back in the guard.
Yep, trying to set up that triangle, trying to get that rubber guard up nice and high. Keep Lennox in tight so he can't posture up and rain down any punches. Gotta have those flexible legs. If you don't have flexibility from the waist down, very, very tough to compete at a high level in jiu-jitsu.
Yep. Ted Worthington, he displayed some of that flexibility.
He looks like Gumby out there.
I'd like to see Ted Worthington versus Eric Wisely. That'd be a good matchup.
Very good match.
Next mainstream mixed martial arts, April 5th. Eric Koch versus Joe Pearson. And then we've got all these guys that fought tonight. I mean, everybody did great. Everybody.
Jesse going for the choke. Thought better of it.
Want the finger?
And right now, a little bit of a turn of tide here.
Yep, for sure. Ryan Thomas getting his own licks in now. Getting his licks in. Unlock. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe he didn't tap.
He tapped. There it is. With 22 seconds left in round number 3. Jesse Lennox in one of his biggest tests in his young career. Coming up big to defend his belt and up his record to 12-1. Ryan Thomas falling to 10-1 as Jesse the Ox Lennox just looking